Okay, guys, so first up, in what this reading is about, you have the King of Pentacles and the Hangman reverse. In your current energies, you have the King of Wands and you have the Queen of Cups reversed. In your what's coming in for your near future, you have the Chariot with the Six of Cups. Your challenge regarding the situation is the Page of Swords and the Three of Pentacles. And then what is recommended for you, you have Death and the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so whatever this is, I feel like there's been some delays. I feel like you're kind of trying to get almost like your King of Pentacles moment. It's something to do with your stability, your financial aspects of your life, or just security. I really feel like a strong security aspect with this, but there's been some kind of delays or some stuckness. Something has not been quite going as well, as planned. We always planned, and then, never goes as planned. But something I feel like is being a little bit stalled. There's some kind of stalling. Maybe some of you are trying to sell a house or buy a house, and there's issues with that, or something's being stuck, or things are not going as well. But there's some kind of, like, not hesitation on your end, but there's some, I don't want to say resistance, but that kind of like, can we get this thing can we get it to go a little quicker type of feel to this. So something to do with your security, or what makes you feel secure in your life, I think is having a little bit of a stalled feeling. Now, in your current energies, you have the King of Wands, which is really good, but you have the Queen of Cups reversed. Now, the King of Wands is all about, taking action. I see him as a troubleshooter. To me, he's a very good troubleshooter. He's willing to figure things out, and he kind of works on his feet a little bit. Like, he figures it out as he goes along, but he's willing to actually be involved in the situation. But I think whatever's going on, because this has something to do with some type of security for you, either financial or even just whatever makes you feel secure. It could be a person or a job or a house, whatever, some kind of security aspect for you that's kind of having this pause or this stuckness. I think it's causing you, even though you're trying to figure out the situation and you're actively figuring out the situation, and I really feel like you're kind of bossing up and taking control to a certain aspect, and you're rolling with the punches. Because the King of Wands, for me, this is a guy that's going to roll with the punches, and he's going to kind of come out of left field with some crazy crap if he has to. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not super stuck on like one way of doing something. He's just going to try to figure out how to do it any kind of way at this point, But I think because it has something to do with your security, your emotions, you're feeling either a little bit, I don't want to say moody or sensitive, but you might be like a little bit on an emotional roller coaster internally. Like, I think some of you might be trying to put a brave face on out there and look like you have it all together, but maybe emotionally you are just like at your wit's end with something. Maybe you're trying to remain professional in whatever situation this represents for you, but inside you're just like, oh, like you're going through it. So I definitely feel like there's almost this kind of duality here with, you're maybe you look like you have it together, you look like you're doing, or you're actively trying to figure it out, but inside you're having a lot of fears or doubts in your capabilities, or even doubts this situation is going to move forward in however it needs to move forward. So you got kind of have like that little bit of that's kind of balancing energy, that kind of like, okay, I'm going to fake it kind of ish, but inside you're falling apart type of thing. I kind of feel that for that. And it could be you feel like you're on a roller coaster, because whatever this represents for you, it could maybe look like, oh, it's going to start moving, and now all of a sudden now it doesn't. There could be action kind of coming with it, and then all of a sudden now there's another roadblock, or there's another stuck thing or something, and it's just kind of causing you this confidence. Because I see the King of Wands being very confident, but then this emotional, like, okay, well, now we hit up another problem. I'm getting sick and tired of this crap, and now this kind of like emotional insecurity in a sense. But what's coming in for you with the Chariot, I think this is really good, guys. and the Six of Cups here. So the Chariot, it's about a journey, right? But you're going to hit up against the obstacles. But this card is about getting out of a comfort zone. But I always see this card as, even though you're going to have the obstacles and they're a pain in your ass, and you're going to have to figure out a way around them or over them or however you get through them, you're going to get to your destination. To me, a Chariot is a very, very positive card. At least when I got it at times that I was unsure about something that was really out of my control, or I was trying to work on something or figure something out. When I would get it, it wouldn't work out maybe initially, but after all the obstacles were overcome, it actually did work out for me. So it's a card not necessarily like, okay, it's like going to just work out tomorrow. It's a card of like, okay, you're going to have to still put some of this blood, sweat, and tears into this situation, but you know, if you keep at it, you're going to get the results you want. So I think that's really wonderful. Now, but with this clarified with the Six of Cups, this is about, you know, nostalgia, or maybe even there's somebody from your past, or somebody that might be able to help you, or I'm wondering for some of you if there was some situation that you had gone through in the past that might actually be relevant to this situation, or it could even be making you feel like something that had happened once in the past, or reminding you of a situation that had, bless you, Jesse, sorry, the dog sneezed, reminding you of a situation that happened in the past, and now you're kind of going through it again, or maybe because you already went through it once, you're able to move along with it maybe a little quicker, or you have the heads up of like the roadblocks or obstacles that might be coming in at you type of thing. So, but I also see the Six of Cups as kind of being a positive type of card. To me, I'm wondering if there might be somebody that's going to kind of help you through this. I'm kind of getting that a little bit. There might be somebody that kind of, you know, or has been in your energy or whatever for a while, and I think they might see kind of what you're dealing with, or that you're putting up with a lot or dealing with a lot, and they might actually be able to help you in some kind of way, and what they do might actually help you move along this a little bit. So I kind of think you have somebody in your corner a little bit. That's really what I feel with this. Somebody sees the hard work you're putting in and your efforts and everything, and I don't think that's going in vain. You know, somebody sees that your dedication, your little frustration and everything, because I definitely think whatever this is, it's definitely something that's it's something that you can't just walk away from so easily, whatever it represents. Now, your challenge regarding the situation is the Page of Swords and the Three of Pentacles. So I'm kind of getting with the Page of Swords here, because the swords could be, the pages, they could represent like messages and everything, but I really feel that, to me, I really feel like the Page of Swords, because he's very intellectual. He's very intelligent, you know, and I wonder if some of you, there might be something, I don't want to say that's more intellectually based versus action based, but there might be some type of detail that you're overlooking. You know, it could be a legality, it could be some process, it could be anything. You know, there might be something that you might be overlooking a little bit that could actually help streamline this. Or for some of you, you might have to actually learn something that feels a little bit cumbersome or huge, or just out of your zone or out of your element. So for some of you, you might actually have to be like almost the Page of Swords and actually be learning something new, and it might make you feel a little like uncomfortable or a little bit overwhelmed in that aspect. But this is clarified with the Three of Pentacles, and the Three of Pentacles is, as a challenge here, it's kind of about the working together, you know, so something with like working maybe with other people or working in some type of collaboration. But I really feel like this is, I don't want to say I don't feel like it's like a building energy. I think it might be some, I don't want to say more intellectually based, because I definitely think there's some action involved with this, but some of you might be actually in some type of contract, or there might be some kind of legality or some type of thing where it's not just so, okay, we're gonna build a deck, you know, put the deck on, even though that's, you have to have some intellectual aspects with that, because you have to measure things out, you have to figure it out, you have to figure out the material. There's a lot involved in that. So I'm not saying that's not, but I just feel like there's some type of either collaboration. You know what? I wonder if there's some type of online collaboration as well. That's what I'm kind of getting. For some of you, you might be dealing with something that's you're communicating through emails or some online thing, and I wonder if there's miscommunications a little bit, and doing it and figuring it out. Maybe there's delays in the emails or something, or somebody's not getting back to you accordingly or quickly or whatever they're doing, or you don't understand what the hell they wrote to you or something, because there's something about some type of not harmonizing or just troubleshooting, because I don't even think it's not harmonizing or not gelling. I just think there's like challenges within the aspect of contacting or reaching out or getting back to these people, or something to do with, I really feel like it could even be some type of online situation where there's a little bit of, I don't even think disharmony, but there's not like a full flowing connection. There might be kind of, and I think we're in Mercury retrograde soon or something, so maybe could be something like that for some of you guys. But what's recommended for you during this, you have Death and you have the Seven of Pentacles. Now, Death is all about transitioning, so I definitely think you're kind of transitioning, and I feel like whatever this is you've been working on, or you're trying to figure out or do or implement or whatever, I just think this is saying that it's going to take a little bit of time, and I think it's recommended really to see how far you have come within this transition or whatever this represents, this kind of like, because I feel like this is almost like, I don't want to say new opportunities, but you might be closing something out. Like I said before, some of you might be having property or some kind of house deal or something, and you're kind of transitioning, and your security or your bank accounts are all, tied up with your assets are over whatever, and there's kind of like a pause and a stall, but you're trying to get things moving a little bit in some type of way. But I think Death is here recommending that, you are in the process of transitioning through this or whatever this is, but it might take a little time, because the Seven of Pentacles, when I get this card, oh my god, it takes me forever. It takes the situation forever, but it's always reminding you you're getting slow and steady progress, or slow progress, but you are getting some results, but it's frustrating. So the Seven of Pentacles, it's a really good card, but it's a, it takes its time kind of card. So I think whatever this is, it's recommending you be aware that this may not be a quick transition. This may not be like an overnight done type of thing. It might take a little bit of time, and just be patient with the process and kind of acknowledge how far you've come within the process up into this point, and acknowledge that. I definitely think with the Chariot here and this, I think whatever dream or whatever this is for you, I think you are going to get it, because some of you, the Six of Cups could represent that this is like a big dream of yours, or something that you've been trying to achieve, or something that you want, that you're trying to, to obtain, and I think you're going to get it, because the Chariot to me is a very, very positive card of that, and especially if that's like tied to like a dream or a desire or a goal or something that you've always wanted. I think it's very positive, but I definitely think that there's a little bit of hiccups in the road, and I think patience may be a virtue within this situation. But let's see what other cards. Let's see what else. Let's see what else we get for you guys. Okay, a few extra cards came out for you guys, but I figure, I feel like we need the extra messages for this. Now, so this is number 62. We have Turtle Spirit. Slow and steady wins the race. And I definitely feel that some of you, it is going slowly. And I think it may still go slowly. And I think if you acknowledge that this is not quite... You're not quite at the finish line quite yet, but you're on your way. I think it's going to help you handle this, even if it's just mentally. Because I feel like with the Queen of Cups reversed, I think some of you could be getting a little frustrated with the process or whatever this is. There could be a little frustrations, but I definitely think that we have to think of the turtle spirit during this time. And he eventually got to the end. So... Now you have number 11, which is Butterfly Spirit, and transformation is beautiful, and that's going with the Death card here. I think whatever you're doing, you're kind of definitely moving into some new state. It's like, I think this is big. For whatever, this could be anything. It could be even, let's say you're getting married, when you're trying to do everything or, book the venue or whatever, and things are not going quite right. They want more money or whatever it is, and now there's things are stalled out and you're feeling frustrated, you're trying to take action on it, but then you're feeling emotionally kind of worn out and all over the place. And so it could be, and there could be miscommunications with the people, the flower people or whatever. But so I definitely think this is like some transformative aspect in your life that you're working on or going through right now with this energy. And I think it will be beautiful once it's over. That's what I'm getting. I think once all of the mess is done, you'll be able to enjoy it at that point. Once all the frustration is over, you'll be then able to look back and be like, oh, that was so wonderful. Now we have religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Now, to me, religious factors could really be anything. To me, I see this as anything that you feel strongly about, or if somebody around you have strong convictions in. So anything might be influencing this where somebody has some very, very strong opinions and that's the way they live their life, or that's the way they do things, is just the way they do things. So it could just be something, whatever this is, there could be just certain aspects that you're just very, very set in your ways with, or somebody's set in their ways with, and it's kind of affecting the situation, but it's just kind of the way it is, that's just the way it is, So that could be, kind of playing a part in maybe some of the hang-ups or the delays with certain things, or the frustrations a little bit. And you have acts: breakup, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment, abandonment. And I feel like because this is a transition, I really feel like this is a major transition or some type of big life thing going on for you guys. So that means you're leaving one thing behind and you're going to something else. So but I wonder for some of you if there is certain things that you're being I'm not saying you're being stubborn, but maybe somebody's being a little stubborn with something. And I wonder if there's ways to maybe change certain things to help things go a little bit smoother, with the axe. So yeah, but I definitely feel like you're moving into kind of a new phase of your life. So you're definitely probably leaving something behind anyway, or you're moving on. Now you have Ocean Jasper. Schedule yourself in. And I think that's always a good thing, because I feel like this is a lot of working kind of energy here. When I mean working, I mean you're active. A lot of active, getting it done type of energy. So you might need a little you time for this. And so you have future. You may travel or host an overseas traveler soon. Either way, great social fun awaits. And then you have difficult times. Be on your guard against chaos and unforeseen perils or emotional upheaval are foretold. Now, I feel like that's the Queen of Cups reversed. I feel like you're dealing with a lot. There's a lot going on. Things are kind of maybe not going as smoothly. So I think you're experiencing a little bit of a difficult time right now. And even with the Chariot is representing that you're going to get through this difficult time, but there are more obstacles maybe going to kind of come out of the woodwork. But I think whatever this is, your future focus, it's something that will be good for your future, or it's like a big aspect where your life is now kind of in a way moving towards the future. Let's say if it's a wedding or buying a house or school or something big for you, even switching jobs or something. It could be anything like that. Moving, it could just represent anything. It could even just be that you're starting some new hobby or something, or maybe you're kind of like deciding that you want to move out of your parents' house or something, like something big like that. Now you have Moon. Take time to reflect. And I think that's actually going to be really good with this schedule yourself in, because I do think that you have a lot going on, and it might just, even the reflecting here, I feel like this guy kind of reflects a little bit, like the Seven of Pentacles, because to me, he's watching these things, but I like to think that he actually remembers them when they were seedling and when they were like first to sprout or something, and then like when they actually had like arms or whatever, like plant arms, like branches or whatever these things are. And then when they were growing, and I like to think that he's kind of like, he's like its mommy in a way, you know? So he's like reflecting on their growth and their development. So maybe you can reflect on your growth and your development, or whatever this represents for you. Maybe there's certain good things. And even with the Six of Cups, this is all about reflecting as well. So maybe there's certain things in here with this situation that are actually going to be, I don't want to say super useful in the future, but maybe you're actually through this frustration or whatever this is, there might be some future, you're making memories for the future is what I should say. Sometimes we go through things and we're like super pissed while we're doing it, but then we laugh about it later on. Like there's so many times during something I was so pissed off. I was like, oh, this is terrible. And then years later, when I retell the story of that time, I laugh about it, you know? I say I was so mad or whatever, but it wound up working okay. You know, I got through it or whatever, and now it's kind of like a funny story. But during it, it was really dramatic. It was like a bunch of BS, you know? You know how it goes. So maybe this situation and this challenge and your journey through this is going to wind up being some kind of nostalgic memory that you're going to share with other people down the road, maybe laugh about, maybe want to cry again about, but it's going to be some type of like memory for you. That's what I'm getting. So now we have calmness. To calm your monkey mind, don't feed the animal, and that's the crown chakra. And then you have chakra balance. Embrace the balance between earth and spirit. So I think this is saying, I feel like with the Queen of Cups reversed with the King of Wands, I feel like you're kind of like doing and feeling kind of, I don't want to say extreme stuff, but you're kind of in that, because I feel like, okay, so when the King of Wands, if something doesn't work out, he's going to kind of get pissed, you know, and then that's where kind of that Queen of Cups emotion is, that emotional like roller coaster in a sense. So I feel like it's almost like this emotional roller coaster where like something works, it's like, yes, it worked finally, but then if it doesn't work, it's like, oh. So I think it's like, I think with this you're still might have some little obstacles going through here. So maybe if they happen, just take a deep breath, kind of calm yourself, you know, because I think you don't want to wear yourself out. And I feel like this is a lot of active energy, and I think because whatever this represents is very important to you, your finances, your sense of security, something to do with that, you know? And I think there's been delays, and I think things have been stalling, and there's been frustrations, and you're trying to get it to go well. So, and then embrace the balance between earth and spirit. I feel like this is just saying that kind of have faith, you know, have faith even in yourself that you're going to manage to get through it. If nothing else, have faith in yourself. So I got two Bob Ross quotes because I figured like you guys need a little more extra Bob Ross today. So now we artists are a different breed of people. We're a happy bunch, and every painting is going to be different, and that's what makes it great. And I feel like you are painting whatever this is, you're kind of actively creating this picture, or even if it's turning into a disaster, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes, you know, some people are better at certain things than others, but I think that this is like your story. You're like creating your own story. So, and that's going to be different from everybody. But sometimes when you create a story, you could choose to be happy about it, or you could choose to be absolutely miserable. And I know sometimes you just have to be miserable because like you can't see the joy or the silver lining. There's no happiness in that moment. I get it. But I just think that whatever this is, once it's past, I think you're going to look, I don't want to say fondly at this time, but I think it'll be something that you may laugh at in the future, and it might be something you tell people years to come, you know? But I think this is going to be a little bit more like, like sometimes you hear wedding stories, and some people's, like, their wedding stories, like, nothing really bad happened. Everything went really smoothly. There was, like, no problems. And then other people, you hear stories and you're like, holy hell. Like, like, you feel bad for them, but they laugh about it. Some of these people actually, during it, they must have been crying, absolutely miserable. But after, they have now a really funny story that they can kind of tell, and it's entertaining. And I'm telling you, you hear a funny, bad wedding story, you're going to remember that going forward. I've heard quite a few where I was like, these poor people on this day, all this went wrong. But those are the ones that, you kind of laugh at now, and you remember people telling you those kind of stories because it was a disaster, but then they kind of took it as a funny way, because what are you going to do, cry about it all the time? I guess you have to laugh eventually. But I kind of feel like for some of you, this is that type of situation where, it's like a mess right now, but eventually you're going to look back and you're going to be like, it was still a mess, but it's going to be a good story. Now you have, for your affirmation card, you have, today I feel worthy. Today I will accept all the wonderful things in this life. And that's beautiful. And I think if you're getting a little down, you got to tell yourself that. Now you have, be here now. Come on, inner peace. I don't have all day. And I totally feel this. And I think that you're trying to get your inner peace, and it might be stalled out too, but that's definitely good. Now you have, let your hopes, not your hurts, shape your future. And I think this is saying that you need to remind yourself of what this you're growing, what you're investing in, and what you're trying to do this for. And even though there's some obstacles, delays, a mess maybe, that doesn't define you. You're just going through like an experience right now. And just continue to see the bright side. And I really feel like some of you are going to laugh about whatever this is for you. I think one day it might be an entertaining story to tell somebody. For your stress relief and self-care card, you have water, objective, focusing on your thoughts. Spend some time near water and watch it. Water can have a relaxing, meditative quality and can help us quieten our thoughts and be more mindful. Visit the beach, a river, a lake, or a creek and notice the movement, sound, and flow of the water. Tip: look at Google Maps and you might be surprised to discover bodies of water nearby which you didn't even know existed. So that's very nice. Now for your spirit of the dish that shall be with you during this time, you have the spirit of the staple, which is the spirit of the grilled cheese. Now for the dinner and a movie that's recommended for you, you have thriller movies and barbecue food. For the energies that you either need to tap into or be aware of, you have Scorpio, and this is all about transformation and major changes. So I think some of you you have this transformative theme going on. There's something going on where you're making changes, guys. You're making changes. And you also have Leo, and this is about kind of ego and kind of confidence and individuality. And I think that you need to continue to just be confident in yourself, be confident in your abilities to even go through this and handle this mess, if it is a mess for you, which some of you, it's most definitely a mess. Now you also have Neptune, and this is about vision, creativity, and illusion. So I think some of you, this might be a personal vision for yourself or something that you've always wanted. And you also have here Venus, and this is about like love, money, and powers of attraction. So it might be something that you love too, like maybe there's like, like a special somebody involved in this, or something's going on like that. Okay, now you have number 4, which is the 4th house, which is about the home, intuition, parenting, and children. And then you have the 9th house, which represents higher education, growth, expansion, religion, and philosophy. So you also have, this is number 6 here, the skull, and that means the special guest that'll be answering your questions today, Libras, will be Mr. Predicto. Think of those questions. He'll be out here shortly. So we have C, B, T, K, L, 985. Okay, and we have the leaf here. So you know what I think? I think some of you know how like leaves they shed. You know what I'm saying? Like the trees shed the leaves. Some of you might be shedding the old stuff. And in that, you might be going through the growth phase of the new stuff. So there might be some type of shedding or some type of new leaf that you're in the process of turning or doing whatever with. So something about kind of leaves. And I also wonder if some of these stresses, because I do feel some of you might be under a little bit of a stress time right now. There might be a lot going on. I think you're handling a lot. Like I think this leaf is saying to me right now in this moment is that if there's certain things that you don't, I'm not saying don't be stressed out about, but if they're not high on the priority of stressors, shed those things and just focus on the main aspects for this moment, because I feel like you don't want to have too much going on where now you're really getting really out of balance, because I feel like this is stressful energy. I think you can handle it. That's not the problem. But I just think that you want to be able to get through it in as much peace as possible. So maybe prioritize the problems that can not really yours, can be shed. You don't have to worry about them. And then the ones that really you have to deal with, focus on those at least at this moment. And then we have accept. So, you know what? I kind of get that some of you might have to just accept that things are coming out of left field, or that this transition is really happening. I really feel like this is a transition and it is happening, but some of you just might have to accept that like it's not going 100% smoothly, or there's like little roadblocks or bumps in the road here. There might have some type of acceptance within this. Or even if it's just kind of a little bit of a disaster, maybe you have to accept that it's been a disaster thus far, So, okay, guys. Now, Libras, think of those questions, and it's time to ask. Here we go. Oh, Mr. Predicto, the most accurate prediction device to ever run off of batteries. What is the answer to Libra's question?
Everything points to no.
Okay, guys, I really hope that you wanted to know for that question, because I feel like there's just been a lot over here, and I'm kind of hoping that you really wanted that no. But in the event that you wanted a yes, you just have to accept and maybe just shed what you can with the leaf. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. I hope you guys, at the end of the day, what can we do? Like, Mr. Predicto is a man of many words, and those were the words he chose to speak here today. So we have to respect that. But you are the master of your own destiny. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful day, week, month, year, lifetime, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.